What's up, y'all? So yesterday I was on the phone with my mother and she's like, you know what? I got a taste for some chili. And so I said, you know what? I got a taste for some chili too. But the thing is, nobody else in my house eats it. So I'm going to make enough for me and her. There should be enough to have a few leftovers. And yeah, so I just got in from church not too long ago. And I said, let me go ahead and get this chili started now. It is just a little, almost 2 o'clock. And so if I make this, it'll be ready by 6 because I like to, you know, get it browned and all of that stuff, but I like to let it simmer for a few hours. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. And by the way, I missed you guys. Anybody who knows me personally, you know that I run a catering and private chef business. I also have a full-time job and I have children that are in school. So yeah, I kind of neglected my content, but it's 2026 and I'm trying to get back on track. All right, so enough of me talking. Let's get started. You want to make sure you have all of your fresh veggies. Now, here's the thing. You can omit anything that you don't like. If you don't really care for peppers, you don't have to do that. You can just do onion. If you don't like onions, you can skip all of this and just use onion powder, like whatever works for you. I'm making this chili the way that I like it. So I've got my sweet onions. I got my green pepper, bell peppers. I have some sweet Italian sausage, some ground beef. I have some chili seasoning here. You can make your own or you can do the store-bought. It doesn't matter. It's really easy to make and either will work. And then this real fat, y'all, but it is what it is. I have some rendered bacon grease over here, so I'm definitely gonna throw that up in there for a little extra flavor. I have some corn, tomato paste. I have these fire roasted diced tomatoes, but I don't care for the texture of tomatoes. Like I'm real funny about that. I don't eat tomatoes in its raw form, and I don't like cook tomatoes like when they're big and just, yeah. So anyway, I'm actually going to blend this up until it's smooth. Then I also have my kidney beans. You can choose kidney, pinto, like whatever type of beans that you like. Also have my beef broth. Make sure that you do a low sodium beef broth, or if you want to use your own, like they have the beef paste, add a little extra water to it. Like don't use as much paste because you don't want this to be too salty. And then also I have some roasted garlic paste. You can use actual garlic roasted in the oven for a while, but listen, I just got in from church and I gotta go to work tomorrow, so we ain't doing all that today. All right, guys, so I'm also just kind of playing around with angles in this kitchen. So my lighting is a little bit better right here versus over top of my stove. So I'm gonna use my induction burner here. I have my Dutch oven on top, and so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this on and go ahead and start letting this warm up while I cut my vegetables, okay? So again, you can cut these how you want. I like really small pieces of veggies, so yeah, that's how I'm gonna cut my stuff here, right? So I'm just gonna go horizontally, and then I'm gonna also go vertically. And so this is a onion that I already had, so if you're wondering like why is it cut all crazy like this, it was from another recipe. So these are gonna be probably more rough dices here, okay? And that should be enough for me, okay? Let me go ahead and pick that up. And in my pan, in my bowl over here. And then same thing for my red peppers. First, I'm gonna just cut them into strips here. And I actually really like peppers, so I'm probably gonna use more peppers than somebody else might use. But I just like peppers. I like them a lot. Especially once they are like sauteed or grilled. And guys, just be patient with me because this angle is really weird for me. Like I really should have my cutting board right in front of me, but I'm trying to make sure I'm, you know, in the frame. So if you're like, why is she cutting like that? It's because I'm trying not to cut myself. because I'm not standing directly in front of the cutting board. So that's what's going on here. And the other thing, y'all, is that I don't have any storage on my phone. Y'all gotta give me some suggestions. So I am actually having to record this using my Snapchat camera because I don't have enough storage in my phone, and I know it's gonna like cut off in the middle of me recording. So I said I may as well just start with Snapchat. No point in starting the video with my regular camera. Like I said, I didn't want to have to convert over in the middle of the video and then you have like two different qualities. So that's what's happening right now. Like my camera just went out. Y'all know Snapchat only lets you record 3 minutes at a time. So I had to it's gonna be breaks in between these videos. I mean, in between these clips. And then this week I'm gonna clear out my phone. I take so many videos, y'all, and pictures of my food and like my kids, and I don't know if you guys know, but I also started a cottage bakery, and so now I've got even more footage of food and desserts and treats and stuff. So yeah, but anyways, we good now. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these peppers and things right on in here. Move my cutting board, and what I'm gonna do is try to move over my cooktop so you guys can see a little better. Get a little bit closer here. All right, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in some avocado oil. You can use avocado oil. You can use olive oil. If all you have is vegetable oil, use that. It ain't that serious. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get our veggies sauteed first. And let that cook down a bit. I got a couple of onions in here that I missed when I was dicing, so I'm just breaking those up a little bit, that's all. Hopefully you guys can see this well enough. And then once I do my, once I brown my meat and everything, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna slide it over right now so that I can get a little bit closer. There we go. That should be good. That should be better. And one day I'm gonna be big time and I can hire somebody to record content for me while I'm cooking and when I'm on my catering jobs and stuff. But right now, yeah, we ain't there. We ain't there yet. All right, so that's good enough because remember I'm going to this chili, once I make everything, I'm gonna allow it to so I'm not really worried about trying to cook my veggies all the way down, okay? And so, remember I had mentioned something about a little bacon fat. I know this is so greedy, right? But anyway, add like a little tablespoon or so of that in there, and then same thing. Just go ahead and move it around some, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add in my my ground beef. And while my ground beef is cooking down, I'm gonna go ahead and slice open my my Italian sausage. Okay, so you guys can use a cutting board or whatever. Listen, I'm just cooking for my family, so I ain't trying to do nothing too fancy. Just peel the casing off. Okay, just take the casing off of the meat. Just like that. It's real easy. And then add that on in there, okay? So I got like 3 of these. And so This is definitely not a healthy chili at all. It's a real hearty one, okay? And we got one more. Okay. Then give me a minute. I'm gonna wash my hands real fast. Okay. All right. So let me just move this around a little bit. This induction burner, this thing works good. Okay. Sorry guys, my son was calling me. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and start my. I need to blend my my roasted tomatoes. So again, I don't care for very thick chunks of tomato. I don't like the texture of tomato, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and just add this in my blender, and I'm going to puree this a little bit. Let's go ahead and put this in. Okay, that's it. Nothing too fancy. Let's get that out the way. All right, and so let me show you guys the consistency now. Okay, you see? So I can do it like this. I don't know what it is. I don't like thick tomatoes. I don't know. I more recently started to do a little bit in my salads, but again, it's going to be diced so teeny. It's just like big chunks of tomato, the texture, I don't know. But anyway, we can go ahead and turn this back up now. And I know for some people, they would drain off the fat. It really just depends on what kind of meat you're using, how much fat is in it. So if you're doing like ground turkey and it's say a 93.7, or if you're doing a ground beef and it's a 90.10, 93.7 or something like that, there's really not much grease to drain. But if you're like me and you're using all this fatty stuff, you may have to. And I am saying may, like I'm going to look at it because I may not. We'll see. Like I said, this is not I never claimed for this to be a healthy meal at all. Now at this point, you will want to go ahead and add in your spices, but I'm still trying to determine whether I'm going to drain this or not. But I don't think I am, because it's not that bad. So go ahead and add in your chili powder. Again, you can make your own, or you can buy, the little packets that they sell in the store. Whatever you prefer, whatever your preference is. I'm going to add that one in there. Like, hopefully you guys can see this. I wonder if I can come over a little bit more. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to add a little bit of some roasted garlic paste. Again, you can get like your own garlic and roast it in the oven. Put a little olive oil, salt, pepper, pop it in the oven. But sometimes you don't have time for all of that. And if you don't have time for that, it's okay to buy these little pastes that they keep in the produce section. I use these all the time because, again, a lot of times I'm in a rush and I don't have time for all of that. Not going to spend 30 minutes roasting garlic and all of that when I can just get some of that right there. And it works really good. All right. So that's about good right there. I don't know if you guys can see. down in here. And I can't lift this, the thing is I can't lift this pot off of the induction burner, because if I do, it's gonna cut it off. So hopefully you guys can see, but all of that brown that's down in there, that's good. That's good stuff. So don't trip too much on that. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my tomato paste, well, my tomato puree, and then I'm gonna add in my tomato paste as well. Good little amount right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down a little tiny bit. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add in my beef broth. And all of this is just a matter of preference. You can add your broth in before the tomatoes, tomato paste. In my opinion, it ain't gonna make a difference, because guess what? It's all going down the same way. This is just a little extra water, because I had like a cup of broth I made myself, but my measuring cup was a little bit too small. So that first bit that I put in there was very, very, very potent. So I had to add another cup of just plain water. Okay. So at this point, you want to go in and you want to taste this broth. At this point, you want to go ahead and you want to taste your broth, or taste your chili, and see if, you know, if it's too salty, add a little more water to it. If you feel like it's not enough flavor, add some more chili powder. It's gonna taste a little bit. That's good. It doesn't need anything. So here I have some corn. You use fresh corn, frozen corn. This is frozen. Go ahead and add that in. I wouldn't use canned corn. I mean, you can, but I don't know. I rarely use canned vegetables unless it's like some beans or something that I pick up. You want to go ahead and add in your kidney beans, your pinto beans, whatever your preference is. And again, we're going to go ahead and just stir all of that together. Make sure you got all those bits from the bottom of your pan. And that is literally it. So at this point, I'm just going to take my top, cover this up, and I'm going to turn this down to simmer and literally let this cook for about 2-3 hours or so. Like, I like it to simmer really slow, and I like it to thicken up. So right now I have it on medium, low medium. So I'm going to turn it all the way down to low, and then I'm going to cover it up. 1 second. Right here, and we'll check back in later. Alright, y'all, I wanted to check back in. It's been a couple of hours now. I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff in between, but I just wanted to make sure that I came back to update you guys. So this is our chili at this point. Let's stir this up a bit. I don't know if you guys can see. It's good. And I'm going to actually make some rice to go with this. I'll probably let this go maybe another 30 minutes or so. But I don't want it to be super duper thick, because I'm going to pour this over rice. And I want to have some sauce to coat the rice. But that's our chili, guys. And then, of course, you cannot have chili, not at my house. You cannot have chili without some cornbread. So I'm definitely going to, I'm getting ready to cut into that right now, actually. Alright, so we got some cornbread here. And I don't know how you guys, what part of the cornbread you prefer. I like the middle. I mean, I'll eat the edges because I'm just greedy, but that's not my preference. So usually I'll just like cut the edges off. Take those edges out. Do that, and then I guess I'll do, I don't know, I like a nice big piece. I'm not gonna be greedy. So let's go down the middle. There. And then I guess we can just go ahead. That was big. Greedy. That's really big. I didn't need to cut that big. Whatever. Anyway. I'm gonna take this piece right on up out of here. There. And there we go. Gotta have some cornbread with your rice and your chili, or you can just do chili with like chips, you know, like tortilla, corn chips, stuff like that. But I like mine with rice and cornbread. So once I plate everything up, I will come back and just get into that.